Alright guys, today I'm working on the 2014 Toyota Camry and I'm doing the rear brakes and rotors all around. Alright, so first thing first, jack up your car. That's a good enough position if you all know where to. Alrighty, and now once I jack up my car, take out 5 bolts or 5 21mm lug nuts, 21mm or 13/16, and as always, metric and standard measurement. The 21mm works best. Now remember guys, security is key. Wear you some gloves, safety goggles, and put your jack stands appropriately. Please guys, security is key. Alrighty, I ain't doing it, but please do it. Don't follow me. I'm a little bit more experienced, even though I'm still an apprentice. So I take off my tire, and next thing I want to do is set up my shop. And now guys, this is my thing. Always keep your bolts together, because when you lose them, you're gonna waste a lot of time. So right there, that's my caliper bracket and my rotor. Alrighty, first thing first is take out the caliper. But now this is my trick. I take me a flathead and I insert it in that opening in the caliper bracket, in the caliper, and I pry on it towards me. What that does, it push back the caliper piston all the way to the back. They eliminate the use of a C-clamp or a caliper pushback piston tool. Alright, once that is gotten out of the way, what I do is get me a wrench, 40mm or 9/16, and I just get those bolts a little bit free. And as you can see, you can do that by hand, just smack it a little bit. But if you ain't strong enough, just use your hammer. It's not about strength anyways. Alright, so I take off those 2 bolts, and there are 2 of them, one in the top, one in the bottom, and I put my caliper to the side. Now I want to attack the caliper bracket, and the caliper bracket is held in place by 2 bolts, one in the top, one in the bottom, 17mm bolts or 11/16. Alrighty, those bolts are normally really tight. Normally I'll use a power tool, but I want to show you all how to do it at home by yourself. So I get me a wrench, and I cannot smack it by hand. I get me a hammer. You give me the extra strength to break it free, and once I got the bolt free, I can ratchet it out all around easily with my ratcheted wrench or with my ratchet. You know, regardless of what you're using guys, just know that the hammer is going to give you the extra strength to break those bolts free or loose. Alrighty, now I'm gonna remove my caliper bracket, and once my caliper bracket is out of the way, you can really say it's a little bit over, because right there the rotor will be looking at me. And most often guys, if your rotor is stuck, don't worry about it. Mr. Hammer should be your best friend. Alright, so I get me my rotor, my hammer, and I smack my rotor around a little bit. That's my way. You don't have to hit it like that. I do that because I want it to get unstuck a little bit. And I'm gonna smack the rotor towards me, because that's the way the rotor has to come off, you know. And as you see, it's free, you know. But now guys, when you're smacking that stuff, or you can smack it towards the car, it doesn't matter. But once you're smacking it, be careful not to mess up the wheel studs. Alrighty, so I put my new rotor, and don't mind how my rotor look. My customer is just a performance guy. Now guys, the next step is to push back the caliper piston. But as you can see, I didn't need to, because I used a screwdriver in the beginning. That's my trick. You can use C-clamps, you can use brake tools that push them back, but my trick is that I use me a screwdriver. So now what I want to do is swap out my brake hardwares and grease up my caliper pins. And if you don't know what caliper pins look like, there's a picture coming up, and there's them right there. Grease them up guys, please grease them up. It's recommended to use brake grease or caliper grease, yes, but I believe any kind of brake grease should do, or any kind of red grease should do. But please, all I'm gonna say is don't over grease them guys, like a chicken nugget. If you over dip it, you ain't gonna taste the nugget no more. You're just gonna be eating the sauce. So please, you want to keep it moderate. Yeah guys, so once I do that and everything, and I swap everything on the floor, it's better to swap your hardwares on the floor. And if you don't have a package that comes with hardwares, oh well, don't worry about it. But that should be the best package you should get. That should be the recommended, because it's good to change your hardwares, because they get stuck and they stop your brake pads from moving. Now reposition your brake pads, and guys, I'm almost done, because the job is really done. We're just reversing the process, but I'm just gonna walk you all through, because there are a couple things I want to show you. So once you put that caliper bracket in position, guys, remember how you took them off? It was a little tough, a little tight. So make sure at the end you also use that same technique to tighten them. Take your wrench, take your hammer, and tap it a little bit to make it tight. y'all saw I use an impact, but still I still double check, because yeah, you dealing with people's safety. Even if it's not people's safety, it's your safety. So double tap it and double check it. See, and you will feel when you know it's locked in there, because the wrench ain't gonna go no more, you know. But don't just overdo it and break the bolt and see yourself staying in that job for like 2 hours. You know, just feel it, guys. Please feel it. It's like dancing. Feel the emotion, feel the energy, feel the vibe. Yeah. But now once you've done this, I can say you are good to go. You've completed the step already, because you know what you've been doing. So put your brake pads, and I noticed the brake pads, they have these little pins that go on top of them. Make sure you put them, and I always grease up the top of my brake pads a little bit, not the actual pad, but you know, the surrounding that slides on the hardwares. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your time. I know I have an accent, so I'm really grateful if you watch this video through the end, and I hope it could help, guys. You know, drop a comment below to let me know of how to get better. Drop a comment below, let me know whatever video y'all want me to do next, and remember guys, mechanic is fun. Thank you.